I'm kind of all over the place because I got a earpiece on my left ear, listening to what they're saying on the booth, and then I got my pitch com on this side telling me what pitch is coming. I can hear any one of my teammates, like because Mookie's right here on my left, like trying to say something to me, and I'm telling him I can hear you, but he can listen to he can hear me talking to the guys on the booth, kind of like he's looking at me kind of weird, and I don't think he knew that I got my top.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to episode number 212 of the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of John Boy Media. We've arrived at the playoffs. That's right. The Rose Rotation has not one, not two, but three dudes who are in it, including a guy who's got a bye. Isn't that special, Miguel Rojas, your starting shortstop of the Los Angeles Dodgers? A whole week where you just kind of get to chill and try and stay sharp and watch baseball.
Yeah, I mean that's an amazing privilege. We couple years ago we was discussing these kind of formats, like how many teams will be in when we got our last agreement with the MLB in the Players Association. I feel like we did a great job, like expanding the playoff field for a couple more teams, and we see a lot of excitement in these last couple games, and how many more teams can be in it. And this kind of format is kind of weird because last year was the first year, and I heard from a lot of guys in the Dodgers that it wasn't easy, to stay sharp for the first round. They don't want to put that as an excuse, but it's definitely a challenge to do so many things during these couple of days that we're gonna be off. For example, for everybody over there to know, there's a lot of things that people don't know. This day is completely off, and then you start like kind of progressively work out towards Saturday because you play Saturday and then you have Sunday off, and it's kind of weird because we're not in the middle of the year anymore. We kind of like locked in, end of the season. We got so many more games to play, and everybody's kind of on that phase where the body's kind of tired, and this rest can help you or cannot because it's gonna throw you out of the rhythm of the game of baseball. So it's kind of a challenge to actually stay focused and locked in on what is coming.
Yeah, for the Dodgers and the Braves last year, right? You guys were the 1 and 2 seeds. You weren't here, obviously. You were with the Marlins at the time, but they were the 1 and 2 seeds, and they both got upset in the divisional round. And so, yeah, there is that danger of the rest versus rust, certainly in the baseball world. I know you guys are going to be having a few like inter-squad scrimmages to try and ramp it up in front of fans. I mean, what is that going to be like?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I feel like this group of guys right now that we have in this clubhouse is going to be so much different than any other team or group that I've been part of, because the accountability that we have, the way that we kind of hold each other accountable throughout the days, and not just on the field but off the field as well, with the rookies, with the veterans. I think that's going to be so important these couple of days, because we're going to push ourselves to be kind of excellence in this kind of in this scrimmage game. We're not just going to go to emotions. We're not just going to go there and do something to stay sharp. We just want to play, and we want to go 100%, and we want to try to win the game. So we have a couple of things in mind that we can do. The organization is trying to bring fans into the stands. Season ticket holders, I haven't heard anything else or details about how it's going to look like or how it's going to be. But it's going to be definitely special to have some fans in the stands and play in front of them, have the opportunity to sign some autograph, not thinking about, like getting in front of, like, in the middle of the game and sign an autograph or something like that. We can take care of the fans as much as we're going to be ready for the playoff.
Okay, on a personal note, you made it to the playoffs in 2020 with the Marlins. It was the pandemic-shortened season. There were no fans in the stands. So I don't want to throw that out, but it was different than what you're about to experience. Yeah. When you were first brought up, I believe it was 2014, you may have played in a playoff game or gotten an at bat, but you're in a much different role right now than you were then at the beginning of your major league career. How excited are you personally for the next week, few weeks, whatever the future holds?
I'm super excited, and this is something that I wanted to experience before my career was over. Obviously in baseball, we all know, and we've seen it over the weekend with a couple players retiring from the game, or maybe playing their last game of their careers, or in this city. And it's really special when you walk into this opportunity to be in the playoff with the chance to win it all, with the hope to win it all, and being a big part of it is pretty excited. And you always want to put yourself in that position, because I feel like as a baseball player, that's what everybody wants to accomplish. Everybody wants to go to the playoff. Everybody wants to win a ring, and not everybody have that opportunity. So I feel really, really special that we just won 100 games in the regular season, and we're gonna have the opportunity to play in the playoff with a lot of meaning for the city, for the clubhouse, for myself personally. I felt like I have done a lot in this game on my personal standpoint, because from a player that started his career being a utility guy, having an opportunity to place here and there, defensive replacement, now to have the opportunity to play a shortstop for a playoff team that is contending for the World Series, I'm super excited, and I just gonna go into it, not trying to do too much, but trying to enjoy it all. It's just one goal: is win the game. Like it doesn't matter who hits the more home runs, or how your batting average looks like, or what you gonna do to put yourself in the record books. Is that that goes off the window when you play playoff games for a team like us. I feel like we all want to win. We all want to win together, and that's all. That's all I'm thinking about right now. I'm thinking about enjoying the time and do whatever I can do to help this ball club win.
So Friday night, I was just chilling with my wife, Michelle, and we were just kind of hanging out. And I checked Twitter, and all of a sudden I get a notification from one of our outstanding Rose Rotation loyalists who's like, "Oh, shit, did you see about Miggy Ro?" And I was like, uh-oh. So I check, and sure enough, my man takes one right off the hand. And I was like, God damn it. You've got, I'm sitting here freaking out.
Yeah.
What about you when that happened?
No, I freaked out as well, because it was a 96 mile per hour fastball that kind of got me on the hand. I'm glad that it didn't kind of like hit me on the back of the hand, but you can see it's swelling a little bit right now. I couldn't play the last couple games of the season. It was no reason for me to push it and trying to actually play those games, because I think rest was the best option at the time, and I know I'm gonna be able to get some at bats throughout this week before the playoff starts. But the most important part is like to feel as the best that I can feel going into Saturday. So when I get hit by pitch, I got out of the game. I think it was the right decision to go and get an X-ray. The X-ray came back negative, but I still felt sore the next day that I couldn't even swing the bat, and it kind of like got me into that mode where I gotta give everything that I have, like going into the postseason, and for these couple games that we're gonna play. We're probably gonna play for another month, and that's it. I can heal it out after it happens. So I don't want to know more details about what's going on in the hand. I just want to go day to day and see how it feels in the cage. And if I can hit, I can play, because defensively I'm okay. I can catch ground balls. I can throw the ball to first base. It doesn't bother me when I catch. So the problem is gonna be hitting. And obviously, I just want to go to the cage every single day and see how it feels and go from there. I don't want to know more details about like if something is going on in there.
Would you play a game if it was today?
Yeah, definitely. If it's a playoff game, I'll play today. It's not a doubt on my mind that I will like put myself available. I don't know if they're gonna play me though. Like that's the thing. I'm not making the lineup, but if they put me in there, I'll be ready to go.
You're their best defensive option at shortstop, and I mean, we all know that, right? I mean, they want you out there. So is there a planned discussion time with you? Are they going to reevaluate you when it's time to hit in those sim games, or what?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like tomorrow is gonna be a light practice. We're just gonna go through maybe the routines that we do before the game, batting practice, maybe throw to the bases, some infield drills. I'm pretty sure we're gonna do. But at the end of the day, it will come out to how I feel during Wednesday and Thursday simulated games. Those at bats are gonna be important for me to see where I'm at, and obviously they're gonna see the results of those at bats. And at the end of the day, I understand that the team have a plan, and they have joined me for the whole year. That they're not gonna panic about anything. They always have something in place if something happens. But definitely, I want to be out there, and I want to be the guy. Like these are the moments that what we're playing for. You know, who doesn't want to be there every single day playing at shortstop in Dodger Stadium for a championship caliber team?
So there's the physical side of that, and then there's the emotional side. And your teammates got very, very emotional over this whole thing. I mean, there was a lot of barking back and forth. There was some shit with Lance Lynn that was going on in the game as well. How does that make you feel when your teammates have your back and your organization is like, that's fucked up. Don't do that.
Yeah, it's really special. You just mentioned it. The way that make me feel is that I'm value, for someone other than just the Miguel Rojas that they know or the shortstop. Is the person that I become with this group of guys. The camaraderie in this group is so special. We bond so well off the field. We all know what it takes for us to have a great season, regardless of the results at the end of the day. Win or lose, we're going to have a great time, and we're going to have our back, and we're going to play hard to accomplish what we want to accomplish. And we all know that in baseball, sometimes you lose, sometimes you win, but you gotta learn from a lot of things that are happening, so we can move on. And when that happened with Lynn the other day, Lynn just got here in the middle of the year, and I never met Lynn personally before he got to the clubhouse in the during the trade deadline. And something happened in that play where I was in the middle of the grass, or I was touching the grass before he delivered the pitch. I catch a ground ball and make a good play actually out the middle for him again. And they end up challenging the play, and I was on the grass or whatever. I was touching the grass when he was about to deliver the pitch. He was kind of upset that they were looking for something like that. They got cameras like placed in a place around the grass on the infield over there at the park or Oracle Park. And I feel like that's kind of like going too far. Like all the rules that are being kind of in place. I think everybody's kind of is being respectful of it. We've been adjusting a lot. But at me as a shortstop, I have to play in that little like fine line between like being so close to the grass and not, because it's gonna be a big part of my game. Like I give up a lot of room if I'm not all the way back on the dirt, like kind of touching the grass a little bit. I can be so far forward. And how many pitches we see in the game? We see around, I don't know, 300 and something pitches per game. I can't really be paying attention every single time where my feet are. I'm not gonna do that. I've been playing shortstop for a long time, and I kind of know where I'm at. And it was kind of upset that happened in that inning. And then right after that, boom, I got hit by pitch. Lance was going crazy for me, and not just for me, but for the whole team. Like we wanna actually like have our back and know that we have each other, and that makes me feel really good. That Lance at that time, he was on my side. Even when I make a mistake for him, he came back, gave me another ground ball to shortstop. We turned the double play. We got out of the inning. I was pretty excited, pretty emotional. It's really nice to be around guys like that.
So, Miggy, I just want to make sure I'm understanding this right. Do you feel like it was retaliation for you improperly lining up in the infield that an inning late, your next at bat that you got
No,
punked?
no. I feel like everything kind of lines up for Lynn to show up his appreciation for me. You know, not
Got it.
that they hit me because I was
Okay.
on the. I mean, they got the best part of me not doing the thing right on the field. You know, hitting me didn't have anything to do with the play.
Got it.
But Lance kind of like I did something wrong for Lance. You know, like I put Lance in a jam. You know, I he ended up walking the guy, then he walked the next guy, and then he got first and second when he could have like 2 outs, bases empty. You know, and he wasn't mad at me. You know, he actually like told me, "Hey, you didn't do anything wrong. They are the one who like shouldn't be like challenging that." You know, but at the end of the day, it's a rule. I understand they're gonna try to take advantage of it. But then when I got hit, I can see Lance being really vocal in the dugout and showing me the support that he shows there.
Okay, I appreciate that clarification. So just moving forward, and I don't want to spend too much time on this fielding thing, but it's the first time I can remember somebody getting called for it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it now something where you are going to have to pay better attention to?
Yeah, 100%, because it's gonna come crunch time where that thing can happen. You know, those pitches are really valuable for the guy. I'm not saying that during the regular season or not, but I mean, you know how it is.
Mm-hmm.
We have not many games that we can play around with, and I have to pay attention to not be on the grass, because now that happens, it's a learning experience for me, and not just for me, but for all the other infielders that play in the middle infield for us, that they're gonna be looking for it, you know. And if you know they're gonna be looking for it, you gotta be careful and you gotta be on your toes, kind of knowing where you are.
Okay, fair enough.
Pardon the interruption, but the NFL season is going strong, and DraftKings Sportsbook is hooking new customers up with an offer that's even stronger. Bet $5 on any game this week to score $200 instantly in bonus bets. And DraftKings isn't stopping there. All customers can take advantage of a sweet offer every game day this October. Get in on the game day greatness and download the DraftKings Sportsbook now and use promo code ROSE, and new customers score $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet $5 on the NFL. That's code ROSE only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-3669. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, licensee partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles, 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Now back to the show.
So there was a bunch of interesting things that have happened on the field that I just kind of want your opinion on. And I don't know how much you paid attention to it, but last week the Astros and Mariners played a huge series up in Seattle. And you had J-Rod that struck out against Hector Neris, who then charged in his direction instead of heading back to his dugout. And the bench is kind of emptied. And there was some weird stuff. There were allegations that Neris said something. That's still being investigated by Major League Baseball. Neris said he didn't say anything. Did you have a problem with what Neris did, or is this just kind of heat of the moment stuff? Is this too far?
I think it's heat of the moment, and same thing it happens with hitters. You know, when they hit big home runs and they celebrate and they throw the bat up in the air and all that. You know, like that can piss some people off. You know, and piss some pitchers off, because they feel like they getting kind of show up in the middle of the field, and it's all about them at that moment. But when you started to get towards a player, towards a guy, it feels a little bit more personal, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like all you're looking for is like for a fight. And for me, that was the only part I mean, you can scream all you want and let me know that you struck me out or whatever. But if you start walking towards me It doesn't matter how friend we are, how cool we are together. I gonna take that personal, and I gonna feel like you trying to find me. So it doesn't have to be with the strikeout or the celebration, because we all know in this game nowadays, a lot of people are celebrating more than how it used to be. And I'm kind of like hanging out in that fine line in the middle where I grew up in a different game, thinking that when you shove someone up like that, you're gonna get hit, or someone in your team is gonna get hit. But not anymore. Like it's becoming kind of like a personal, um, I don't know, personal things that people do to actually show their character, and that they enjoying the game that way,
Yeah, it kind
flipping
of
a
becomes
bat,
their
or
it kind of becomes their brand almost.
exactly
And
personalities.
yeah, marketing.
Like that's how. Right, and we all understand that, and we living in a different world now where everything is on social media right away. When you do something like that, and it can actually help you or damage you in a different way if you do something good or you do something wrong. Um, but I feel like when the pitcher start charging someone or walking towards him, it becomes personal. So I gotta say that they probably have their own kind of relationship. But I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of relationship you have when you have someone like walking towards you and screaming you the I just strike you out. I'm better than you. You're gonna take that personal. And
So
I know Julio for a little bit. I don't know him well, but he's such a nice guy, such a nice kid that I don't think he won any part of it.
no, I think he was shocked. If I'm reading the situation the right way, it sounded like he was shocked and disappointed because he had Neris over, I think, if I read this right, over to his house, that they were teammates in the World Baseball Classic and they knew each other and they were friendly. And he was like, now I'm done with him. I don't want any. And that's such a shame to lose a friendship and a relationship over something that competition's one thing, but that just seemed weird. But I am curious, who is the one guy that you played with? If he had been in the batter's box and Neris had done that, he would have gone out and kicked his ass.
Well, I don't know if there's someone that I have that relationship with as a pitcher, but
No, no,
I would
no.
be really surprised.
I'm
I
saying
didn't have
a guy you played with, who if a pitcher comes after him like that, walks toward him, he would have been like, "Yo, bro, don't walk after me," and then he would have gone out and he would have pummeled him. He would have got, he would have thrown.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I got that in me because I'm never looking for a confrontation like that. I would have done the same thing that Julio did, kind of. I'm that kind of person where I'm more disappointed of like how people act, and I stop talking to them, and I'm kind of like don't want any part of it, than trying to initiate a fight. I don't know. I'm that way. I'm like I heard Mookie on one of his podcasts say something about it. Like if we start a fight with you guys, and I think he was talking to one of the Diamondback guys. Hey, I'm just gonna go after you, and I'm just gonna try to hold you back. But I'm not trying to fight. I'm the same way. Like you never know what's gonna happen in the heat of the moment, and how you're gonna react. But I feel like I don't know. I gotta say someone like Tanner Scott. I play with him with Miami. We have a really good relationship. And if he ever strike me out and start like screaming at me like that, and coming towards me, I think I would be surprised. But I would never try to fight him. I would be more disappointed that that moment happened, because I thought we were boys.
Yeah. But is there a teammate you played with? And maybe I'm not asking the question right way. Is there a teammate you played with that if he's in the batter's box, and I don't care what pitcher it is that comes after him, that he has a short fuse and he doesn't mind fighting? Like, who is the guy that you played with over the years who was the best fighter? Like, you're like, that dude, you better be careful of him. Don't mess with him.
Yeah, well, I gotta say that it was Jose Ureña. As a pitcher, it was him.
Oh.
He was the best fighter, always ready to go. And as a hitter, um, I don't know. I feel like it's really hard. It's a really hard question. because I hit it. I don't want to put a name out there just because I'm throwing it out. But definitely, I play with some dudes that I mean, if you mess with them, they're gonna go. But I don't really, nothing coming into my mind right now.
Okay, fair enough
about that. But a pitcher, Jose Ureña for sure.
Fair enough. All right, so we talked a little bit about brands. I think your brand went up several notches on Sunday Night Baseball recently. You were wearing a mic in a game, and you are actually conversing with the Sunday Night Baseball crew that was in the booth. And lo and behold, a ball comes your direction, and this happens.
As soon as I start, sorry guys, need to make this play real quick.
Okay, we're comfortable.
That was great. That was great.
Sure.
How much fun was that?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. At the beginning, when I got asked if I wanted to wear this mic, I was kind of, I don't know. I don't know what to do. You know, I'm so hard on myself when I play the game, and I don't want to be messing around or be talking and then all of a sudden, boom, I make an error or something like that because I'm not paying attention to the game. But then when I decided to happen, I said, you know what? I'm just gonna have fun with it. I'm just gonna give them my best personality, who I am, you know, like how I always been in the game. And I actually was like, okay, if they hit a ball right here, I'm kind of, you know, all over the place because I got an earpiece on my left ear, listening to what they're saying on the booth, and then I got my pitch com on this side telling me what pitch is coming. I can hear any one of my teammates, you know, like because Mookie's right here on my left, like trying to say something to me, and I'm telling him I can hear you, but he can listen to he can hear me talking to the guys on the booth, kind of like he's looking at me kind of weird, and I don't think he knew that I got my top for that. And as soon as the ball was hit, first guy on the inning, I have the mic for just half of an inning. So the guy hit this ball, and I'm starting going after the ball. And after I kind of like know that I was gonna catch it, I started having fun with it because I mean it's something that it comes natural to me. When I play defense, I can do so many things. You know, like I'm always talking. I'm always talking to the infielder. Sometimes I'm catching a ball and I'm telling Mookie, "Hey Mookie, look at how I move my feet." The thing is, like nobody knows that. You know, like you can ask Mookie every time you want. Like we talk when we catching the ball. When there's a ball hit to me, I'm telling Mookie, I got it. I make this play, and he says something back to me, and I hear him while I'm making the play. So it's not the first time it happened, so that's why it came out naturally. But it definitely was a great time. It's gonna be one of the highlights of my career. Making that play and talking through it and being mic'd up, it was amazing.
It was great for you. It was great for baseball. It was amazing for social media as it made the rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see who loved it on social media?
Yeah.
Did you see?
Yeah, I saw that LeBron kind of posted a story about it, that he wanted to bring it into his game next year, and it's pretty awesome, you know, because he's been at the ballpark. He knows who we are. He knows the Dodgers are playing good baseball. He's been around. He's been involved. Not just him, but his foundation as well. He plays for the city. He's a great ambassador of the sport, and having someone like him like saying something about what happened, it was pretty good, you know. And I couldn't believe it that he liked that, and he felt like he was fired, you know.
Dude, this is your opportunity. I'm telling you, go to a Lakers game, get down there on the court ahead of time, go meet him, and he's going to be like, "Yo, that was awesome." Come on. I mean, this is it. This is your in.
I'm looking forward after we win the World Series. I'm looking forward to go to a Lakers game, and
Okay.
I'll see there down there. I already talked to Mookie about it, or I can talk to Magic Johnson or whatever when I see him again, and tell him, hey, I want to go to the game, so I can meet LeBron and actually chat about that.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get on board with that, please. That would
I
be
like
nice.
it. I like it.
You did something great in San Francisco over the weekend for your younger teammates. You went shoe shopping, which I'm sure was a very challenging thing for you to do, since I know you don't like spending money on shoes whatsoever. So how many dudes did you take?
It was 5 dudes. On the team, we have just these rookies right now with us. We have a couple more that they were rookies during the year, but guys like Gus Berlin, he got hurt, he got a surgery, or like let's say Miguel Vargas was here early, but he was a AAA. There's a couple other guys that I wanted to take, but they weren't on the team at the moment. So there were just 5 of them. I took in shoe shopping. This is a kind of a tradition that I started with the Marlins when I was there. At the beginning, I split up with. I remember Martin Prado the first year that I told Martin that I wanted to help him pay for the bill of where we took the guys. It was a store in New York that we took the guys for getting them suits, because we still fly on suits at that year. I think it was 2018 when I first got my my first like big pay, and I wanted to take care of what Martin was doing, because he was taking like a lot of guys. And I said, okay, Martin, let me take a couple guys so I can pay for their stuff. Then after that, I started kind of creating my own thing, because guys like Adrian Gonzalez took care of me. Alex Gonzalez in the minor leagues with the Reds took care of me, took me to dinner, gave me a couple like baseball equipment, bats, spikes, things like that when I was like in rookie ball. And then Martin Prado with the Marlins, he was the one like kind of taking care of all the rookies, because he was a like high pay guy, veteran on the team, leader. And I kind of like wanted to take my own tradition of taking kids, or not kids, because these guys are not kids, taking these guys, young players, shoe shopping, so that way they can have something that they will remember from their first years in the big leagues, and knowing that one of his teammates kind of take care of them, have their back. And it doesn't have to be just in a baseball game. It can be off the field as well, you know? And it's meaningful to me because it doesn't matter how much money you spend on this. It's the time that you take to tell them, hey, I got your back. You can count on me whenever you need. And because you're a young player, you're always gonna have a veteran right next to you. And I feel like that's gonna make them feel so much better when they're on the mound, when we have Emmett Cheatham pitching in this playoff, first time in his career, pitching in these kind of situations. And he can look back and say, this guy right here, right next to me, is my friend. He's not just a player that is there, you know, like he can look at Freddie Freeman and say, oh, this guy is giving me confidence that I can do this. I think that's what's so important about like having this relationship with young players. And hopefully with that little present, they feel so much comfortable and so much better and say, you know what, these guys like me and I just here to do my job. And hopefully when I'm a veteran, I can do kind of the same thing, you know?
Awesome. So who got the best pair of kicks?
From that day, I gotta say, Ryan Pepio get a pair of threes, Palominos. They just came out, but they have just one side. I think Bobby Miller wants the same pair, and yeah, the Palominos threes was the best pair that it was by that day.
Okay. Well, I just want to show you this. I know we were going to go shoe shopping, but we couldn't wait. Michelle got too antsy. She was very excited about the possibilities. So instead, she got me a pair.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Nice colors too.
Right?
Yeah, okay. the gray with the yellow right there. Oh, that's fancy for you.
Yeah, so you have inspired me. You've inspired me ever since we became friends and started doing this show. I now have 3 pair. I've got, Robbie Scirocco, our awesome producer. He got me the awesome
the paint ones. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, those are amazing. I wear those and people are like, yo, where'd you get those? I'm like, my producer.
Those are custom paints.
Yeah. And then I've got the original pair, that I got, the black and the white with a little bit of gray in them. And then these are Like I'm finally starting to get some game at age 52,
I
man.
like it. I love it, man. It's never too late. It's never too late, Chris. And
That's true.
I mean, you will feel great wearing them and knowing that you're wearing that, and those are great for you because you don't have to like have like a crazy outfit. Like
No.
you can throw it on with jeans, shorts to go grocery shopping,
Yeah.
to go out for the dinner. I mean,
Yeah.
they're gonna be good.
Yeah, look fly.
They're good for you.
I hear you, brother.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your buddy, your countryman, Miguel Cabrera. That's it. It's over. What a great run. I mean, holy smokes, was he amazing and so fun-loving for the fans and everything. And I loved it that you got to play a special role in his goodbye out at Dodger Stadium where you gave him a freaking star. That was awesome. I mean, God, he must have loved that.
Yeah. He's gonna have a lot of stuff at his house at the end of this year. Oh my God, he's gonna have to build his own kind of, I don't know, another room for all the stuff that they give him this year. But I was crying yesterday, to be honest with you. And Peralta happens on the way to the airport. So we end up playing this game in San Francisco, and they on social media they started posting all these videos of him like catching the ground ball, running to first base, and tagging the bag, and he's pounding his chest. Everybody loving it, and his like the introduction from his kids to his first at bat. And I'm watching these videos and I'm crying. Like I have my sunglasses on, and I started crying because it makes me feel really emotional. And when I look back, Peralta behind me is crying his ass off too, watching Miguel Cabrera highlights. And that's when I realized that he was more than just a baseball player. He was an idol for all of us that is finishing his career. Miggy was kind of the middle point between the old school, where you kind of remember just a little bit of like guys like David Concepcion, Luis Aparicio, Omar Vizquel, Andres Galarraga, and all those guys. And then there's this new generation that is playing right now, where you see guys like Jose Altuve, Ronald Acuna, Luis Arraez, and all these guys doing great things for the game of baseball, for coming from Venezuela. But you got Miguel Cabrera kind of like setting the tone and opening all these doors for us to becoming a really, really good a wave of players from Venezuela that they can really do it, and they can really win batting titles. They can really win MVPs. They can be really, really good. And Miguel Cabrera started all that. And knowing that yesterday was his last game, it was more of a feeling of, man, thank you for everything that you did. Thank you for putting us on the map the way that you did. And it's the closest thing that we can have from a superhero out of Venezuela that you always gonna remember. It's like the best character from Venezuela for me is Miguel Cabrera. And he always gonna live like that. His legend. He's gonna be a legend forever, and we all know he's gonna get into the Hall of Fame in a couple years from now. But for Venezuelans, it's so special. And you have to see all the love that he received from Venezuelan, not just players, but artists, people who works on TV, people who is being around the game of baseball or out of the game of baseball. It was a really special moment.
That's really cool. God, I love hearing stories like that. What is it like when he goes back to Venezuela? Do you have any idea? Like, when he gets off the plane, is he just flooded by people? Is it superstar status? What is it?
No, superstar status for sure. And he's probably gonna go to Venezuela, and he's not gonna tell anybody that he's coming, because if not, it's gonna be a craziness at the airport and stuff like you see on these shows or documentals where they showing people getting into, when the United States team got to Japan or something like that, and people were going crazy. That's how Venezuela will react if they see him there. But I mean, you know how it is. I don't know if he's planning on going back to Venezuela and doing something during this season in Winter Ball, but he will be well received, and he's gonna be kind of like the king of the moment. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna be like superstar, like can't really walk around the streets because of people will be all over him.
Wasn't very nice of you to rob him of a base hit in the series.
Yeah, I did that. I mean, I think he got plenty. It was my time to steal a little bit of camera time. I wanna get some TV time running ahead. I remember because I didn't know that he was one hit away from tying Adrian Beltre in the all-time list. And then after that, after my play, he got a base hit to the middle. But when I got out of the game, I checked my phone, and it was like a lot of people mad at me because what are you doing? He's Venezuelan. He's going for something bigger than that little play that you made. You just gotta let it go. And I'm thinking, oh, how about Ryan Pepio that he's trying to make a name for himself and fighting for a playoff spot. Like he wants to pitch in the playoff. You want me to just let that go, and then the next guy hit a double? So I'm not doing my job, and I'm not helping my teammates. So yeah, Miguel Cabrera, I love him, and he's my idol, but he got like 3,000 plus hits.
Did he say anything to you afterward?
He was like waving his hands from first base, and I know he was like kind of saying a couple bad words to me there, but he was all friendship, and it's fun when something like that happened. I couldn't really like keep the straight face, because I was kind of laughing that I just did that. But it was all fun, man. Fun moments.
That was great. So your teammate and fellow countryman, Brusdar Graterol, had an amazingly emotional moment within the last few weeks. And for people that have followed you on this show, we know how close you were with your mom. He hadn't seen his mom in 7 years because of visa issues. She came to this country. She hadn't met his wife. She hadn't met her grandchild. And to see the video of them at the airport, and then later that day at the game where she got to take in his first game where she saw him as a major leaguer, I can only imagine what that entire experience was like for him. Did he share it with you?
Yeah, man, especially because we're kind of locker mates. He's 2 lockers away from me, and I can see him in the afternoons. He's always like talking on the phone on FaceTime with his family in Venezuela, his brother, his mom. And it's really hard when you have the opportunity to be with them and you have them like in person, but you can have them with you. It was really hard, but I know he was preparing this moment for a long time. The organization helped him a lot to get them the visa, and he finally. Do you see the hug on the airport? How special that moment was. It doesn't have to do anything with baseball. It's about life. It's having your mom with you. It's being able to tell your mom that you love her, and having her when you're having your best times and when you're having your worst times. That's what we care about the most. It doesn't matter how good you are as a baseball player. It's having your mom around and telling her, "Mom, I want you to make me arepa." I think that's the best part about having your mom around you, that you can actually do things for her and she can do things for you that she was doing when you was little. So I got related a lot with this story because I haven't seen my dad for over a year, because I haven't been able to go to Venezuela maybe one off season. And I don't see my dad for 2 years because he doesn't have a visa. And we've been trying to get him a visa, and he keep getting denied for a few years now. So it's kind of hard problem that we have, and it's a different barrier. Knowing that they got together after such a long time, and she being able to be on the top of the seats watching his son kind of accomplishing what they dreamed together and kind of for what he fought. throughout her whole life, so Brusdar can have a future. That was an amazing moment, and seeing crying on the bench that day, that was really special.
It was a great moment. I mean, it really was. And yeah, I
Amazing.
thank him and
Amazing.
his mom and the Dodgers for kind of letting us get a peek into what it's a real humanizing moment. And it was special. I know I watched it in tears. It was unreal.
Man, that's why 2023, regardless of what happened, it's gonna be such a memorable year, and it's gonna be remembered by a lot of us in the clubhouse because a lot of cool things are happening for this team. You see the season of Freddie Freeman, you see the season of Mookie Betts. They can be if Ronald Acuna doesn't exist this year, and the crazy year that he had, Mookie Betts or Freddie Freeman could have been MVPs easy. And being able to be part of that, Brusdar Graterol, I think he threw like 30 innings consecutive. I don't know how many innings. I don't remember the last run that he gave up. All those things plus the personal side of it on the side too. That's a combination of a great experience, great team.
It's awesome. It really is awesome. So, by the way, you think Acuna is the MVP, huh?
No, 100%. It shouldn't be a doubt. Yeah, I mean what Freddie, Mookie, and Olson did are really impressive and amazing without Acuna existing. If Acuna is in the American League or something like that, okay, these three guys will have like one of the closest kind of MVP watch that you can have. But as soon as Acuna took off, I remember he came to LA and he had 29 homers, I think. And it was less than a month for us to play. And he hit 30 here, so he became at 30-30. And then he started stealing all the bats. He got to 30-60. And we all think that that was pretty cool. But then he ended up like 40-something, 41, and 73 or 74. That's something that you don't see. Well, you haven't seen that in baseball ever. So he's an MVP. He hit 330. So he's the MVP.
I think so too. I understand people who talk about Mookie's positional versatility because I do think that's a huge, huge thing for a manager to be able to move a guy around and not feel like you're giving up any defense anywhere. And you've seen it firsthand. But this is, for a guy who plays with the guys who are probably going to finish second and third in the MVP voting, and for you to say that it's Acuna going away, I think that's a big deal.
Yeah, I'm not cutting anything short of what Mookie did this year. Stepping out and playing shortstop when me and Chris Taylor went down, it was a big deal for us and for him as well. Because I know it's not easy for him. I can see it every single day when he's playing second base, and it's not just Chris. It's not just playing second base for a day. It's like being in second base, and when they bring a righty into the game, they have to move into right field because they bring all the lefties, and we change lanes, because we got kind of those two teams that we can play against righties and against lefties, and you've been seeing it. So Jason Hayward is in the lineup and David Peralta, and as soon as they bring a lefty into the game, they put Kike and Ahmed Rosario, and these two guys play in the infield. And then Mookie in the middle of the game, he have to go to right field, and then all of a sudden I get pinch for. Later in the game, he have to come back on second base and play the last inning of the game, winning by 1. So that's the hardest part, and doing it on the way that he's been doing it, leading off for the team, playing right field, second base, and shortstop, and being kind of the spark of us. Like if he goes, we go. Well, you see in August, he have the best month of his life. Maybe he almost hit 500, all the home runs and all that. The Dodgers went 25-5 that month, 25-4 or something like that. So that's the kind of player that he is, and that's why he deserves an MVP. But unfortunately, not unfortunately, I gotta say, Acuna exists, and Acuna is the best player in the league right now. And that's why he's not going to win an MVP.
Yeah. The one thing I just have hated about the whole thing is people trying to take shots at the other person. Like Dodger fans will say, well, Acuna's defense sucks. And then people will say, well, Acuna leads bets in every category. Folks, this is like the whole MJ LeBron discussion. Like whoever's one and whoever's two, like we're talking about the best of the best. Like these guys are on a Cooperstown trajectory. Enjoy the seasons. You might have a favorite. You might be a fan of the Braves or the Dodgers or Acuna or Betts or whatever it is. But shit, don't try and tear somebody else down and say, well, this guy doesn't do this and this guy doesn't do it. Who the fuck cares, man? They are great baseball players. I love watching them both play. I think Acuna is going to win it. At the end of the day, just enjoy. Jeez.
It's really hard for this. It's really hard for these people on the internet to stay on the positive side. You know, why can't you just like be like remark the positive of everyone and let the people who needs to vote and all that. And I can speak from the heart that I know Mookie can care less about winning an MVP. All he wants is winning the championship.
Yeah,
he already got one MVP. I'm not gonna say that he don't want two. You know, of course he wants another MVP if it's coming his way. You know, but he's playing every single day not to win MVPs. He plays every single day to win the game, and that's what we care about the most. Freddie Freeman the other day. Let me give you a story about Freddie. So he got a double first at bat. No, he got a base hit first at bat. He hit a homer in San Francisco. Then third at bat, he hit a ball up the middle, and he hustled for two. He got the double. So I'm asking in the dugout, hey Freddie, so next at bat, you hit a ball in the gap. What do you do? Because he's chasing 60 doubles, and if he hit a triple, it's a cycle. And his response was like so genuine, and he said, "I'm just gonna play the game. If the situation calls for me to stay at second base, I'll stay at second base. If the ball is out there, I'm not going to stop at second base and look like an idiot just because I want 60 doubles. I'll keep going to third because I want to get my guy an RBI." And we're all like, come on, man. I mean, nobody cares about, I mean, if we win or lose this game, what's the difference? Yeah, the difference is that he's a professional and he don't care about his own numbers. And he don't care about getting an extra cycle or an extra 60 double season. He cares about everybody else on the team and getting his teammate an RBI, an easy RBI if he can. That's what tells you what kind of players these guys are.
That's awesome. Doesn't surprise me one bit, but that's great to hear. I got two more things, and I'm so appreciative of your time today. I know it's your off day, but I want to hit you on two things. One is, I don't know if you saw the Bryce Harper ejection against Angel Hernandez on the check swing. You see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
Where they then threw the helmet in the stands on his exit route.
Yeah.
Can you help us out with Angel Hernandez? Like, here's what Plouffe says about him. He said he's a great guy. Super nice to talk to is what he's always said. He said, but he's a bad umpire. What's going on here?
Yeah, it's just like it's a shame, and I don't know when it's gonna stop or where can like people draw a line, you know, to keep missing things and missing calls like that and continue to do it, you know, on the regular basis. It feels like it's over and over, and I think Bryce handled it really well. But I mean, you're fighting and you're grinding through an at bat. You know, for an umpire, it doesn't matter who it is, to just care less about like paying a little bit more attention and seeing that, you know, like he did it like he didn't even care, and I think he's right. You know, he will come back and watch a video or something like that and will say, "Oh no, he went. I know, I was right. He's acting crazy just because I strike him out," and that's what kind of like bothers me is that, I mean, players are working really hard, and Bryce said it, you know, like he never faced this guy before. 3-2 count, he's speed on the slider in the dirt, and all of a sudden he got a strikeout, and the thing is he got that mad not just because of strikeout. It's because Angel didn't care about like focusing on the game and knowing the value of that at bat for people. So that's why I don't understand. I don't understand when we draw the line and say, you know what, like how many more times we have to deal with this? Because if I go all for whatever 50, I'm gonna send home. I'm gonna go send home. They're not gonna take it over and over and over and over. I'm gonna have to make an adjustment, or I'm gonna be out of baseball. So same thing happened with the umpires, and I think it should be some kind of accountability with them, and hopefully it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, Bryce said it afterward. He goes, "I'm going to get a letter from Mike Hill, and I'm going to get fined for being right again." By the way, Bryce has been thrown out, I think, Plouffe told me the other day, he's been thrown out, I think, 17 times.
17 times.
That is by the way, that
lot.
is a lot in the era of replay. Yeah. That is a lot of ejections. Just saying.
Yeah. I wonder what Bryce says to the umpires to get thrown out that much.
I'm guessing most of the words are 4 letters, and it's not what, when.
Exactly.
Last thing for you. This is a tough one. Is the season a failure if the Dodgers do not win at all?
Every year. This organization expect excellence, and they go into spring training every single year with an opportunity to win the World Series. And having the personnel that we have, knowing that where we are right now, it's gotta be a not just a motivation, but it's gotta be kind of what we hold ourselves to. When you put this uniform on, you're playing for the championship. And in the spring training, we have a really good meeting when Dave Roberts was in the middle of the room and asked all the new guys that we got there why we choose the Dodgers over other team, over more money, over another experience, over staying where we are. Like a couple of us got here via trade, but when I got the call, I got the option of saying, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go to the Dodgers to be a utility player, right? So what I recap from that meeting and that moment where he asked Jason Hayward, JD Martinez, David Peralta, myself, it was that everybody is in this clubhouse to win. So when we all got together and we all got to this organization, it wasn't because we didn't think that we can win the World Series. So that's why with this, I kind of answering your question that, yeah, if we don't win the World Series this year, it's going to be a failure, and we're going to have to do something to win the next year. But what the expectations of the organization is excellence and it's greatness, and that's why we gotta go and try to win the World Series every single year.
Well, we wish you luck, man. Get healthy, get that hand going. I know that you're super excited, and we will see you out there on the field on Saturday. Best to you and your family. I know they're coming in for the exciting moment, so Enjoy the ride. I hope it lasts a while. All right, my friend?
Thank you very much. We have another month of baseball to play. I'm super excited for this opportunity and looking forward to play in front of all the Dodgers fans, home and on the road, because I know they're going to be traveling. Thank you for the support throughout the whole year. 162 games where I have the most fun in my life, on and off the field. I gotta say thank you to my teammates as well, because my teammates have been keeping me up through the up and downs of the year, and I'm super excited to face this new challenge of being in a playoff in front of fans and playing for something bigger than just winning a game, but winning a championship.
It's awesome. It's going to be a fun ride. We got 12 teams all dreaming of the same thing. Only one will be able to kiss that commissioner's trophy. It's going to be a ton of fun. For our awesome producer, Robbie Scirocco, and Miguel Rojas, the starting shortstop of the Los Angeles Dodgers. I am Chris Rose. We will see you next time here on the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of John Boy Media.